All right, my peoples, I'm gonna help y'all out with a little trick that I did. I brought it's a 2002 Pontiac Grand Prix. I brought it to the shop because it wouldn't start. I put a starter on it myself. Had the same problems. I get in it, it just clicked. So what I did was I put a starter on it. That didn't fix it. Checked the battery, checked all that stuff. Everything was good. Everything was sound. It was running just fine. Was driving it for a few months. Nothing was wrong with it. And then parked it one night. Next morning, got up, got into it to crank it up, and it wouldn't do nothing. So, like I said, I put a starter on it and checked everything that I knew what to check, and I couldn't find nothing wrong with it. The starter didn't fix it. So I took it to a shop. Some guys that work on our work trucks. I took it over to their shop, diesel mechanics. And they looked at it and they called me a couple days later, said my motor was seized up. Motor was locked up. Had plenty of oil in it, everything. I guess where the car had sat too long, it did something to the engine. The engine just, it locked up. So when they told me that, I was like, oh crap, what am I gonna do now? So I get on YouTube, right? I get on YouTube and they got videos on there of people, freeing up a seized engine. So what you do is, they said you take the spark plugs out of the engine. After you get the spark plugs out, you pour it's a lubricant called green lime or something like that, or like a PB blaster or any kind of real strong spray lubricant. Spray it in all of your cylinders with the spark plugs out. They said like a tablespoon or something like that, but I mean you can spray, put a whole can in all 6 cylinders is what I did. So I did that, and then I also put oil in there. After I sprayed the lubricant in there, I poured oil in all 6 cylinders. I let it sit for about 3 days after I did that. And I came back, took the passenger side tire off, and got on the crankcase and put my wrench on there and started working it back and forth. And finally I got it to break free. So the engine turned over. I was turning it manually at the crankcase. So once I got it to turn free, I kept working it, and then I kept spinning the engine, spinning it. And once I got it a little loose, I called the guys here at the shop. I was like, man, I got the engine broke free. If y'all would do me a favor, go ahead and do an oil change on it, get all that stuff out that I had in there, the lubricant and the bad oil and whatever else was in there. Drain it, let it drain real good. And after that, do a complete oil change on it, do and a tune-up. The spark plugs, put brand new spark plugs in there. And I said, I'll take it from there. We'll see what it does after that. But I didn't start it up. I didn't, try to fire it up or nothing until I got all that old stuff out and the stuff that I added into the engine. So once they did the oil change and all that on it, they put new spark plugs in it, and this is what it does now. So if anybody like me, I'm gonna do it yourselfer. If I can, at all possibility, I'm gonna try to do it myself, and I'm gonna try to save that money, and I'm gonna show you what, all right, you can't do that. All right, well, watch this. Let me show you how I do it. So that's what I do. So if somebody ever you know, got a problem with the engine locking up, before they try to tell you that you need to get a whole new engine and pay about 6 or 7 grand for a new engine, or sell them the car for $100 and go get you another car, try that trick before you try anything else, because it ain't, I mean, if the engine's shot, it ain't gonna hurt the engine anyway. So just a little trick that I wanted to share with y'all. I'll holler at you later.